I got to ask you something about this. This will be me poking back at the bear in the industry. Our firm stopped doing risk tolerance questionnaires with our clients 2 years ago. Again, our pedigree, myself and the founder, we came out of a large firm, and so that was, first thing you did was an RTQ and 10, 15 questions, whatever, score it. And then when we left that firm, we're like, okay, we can use like, an electronic tool for this. We can use an online scoring type of system, and now there's lots of them out there. And we stepped back one day, and I was just thinking about it, and I said, this is wrong. Like, imagine if I went to a doctor because I wasn't feeling well, and the doctor said, I'm going to run some tests, right? Doctor walks back in the room and says, hey, Ron, I've got bad news. You have cancer. I'd be like, oh, that's terrible. But at least I know maybe what's wrong with me. Imagine if the doctor like turned his script pad around and was like, how much chemotherapy and radiation do you feel like having, right? I'd be like, the least amount possible to cure me of the disease. Like, nobody wants to sign up for like, give me the maximum, right? But when we follow this tried and true, or what the industry's used, right? Client shows up because they have a symptom. They're unsure about their future. They're unsure about their investments. They don't have a plan. And the first thing the industry does is make them tell us how they feel about risk, right? And then we build an investment portfolio off that. I mean, that'd be like you and I going to the doctor and the doctor's handing us the script pad. I mean, it seems like a nonsensical way and a very reductive way of taking individual uniqueness and our true fiduciary duty and just completely squashing it and giving everybody the same thing.
Yeah, the only place I'll push back on that, and by the way, we don't use risk questionnaires. I'm friendly with Aaron Klein. I like what they've done at Riskalyze because it helps a lot of advisors that don't have the tool set. But I believe it's much simpler than that for the people who can do this. And I go to a client and say, it's math first, emotion second. So Ron, you tell me what you have, what's coming in and what's going out, and what you want to live off of. And I'll tell you the minimum return, which will define the risk, that is necessary in order to meet your objective. Then we look at just historical markets. I literally pull out 3 Vanguard funds. There's a 40-60, a 60-40, and 80-20 lifestyle funds that Vanguard has. And I show them all the rough periods and I go, here's the trade-off. And that helps measure, like, no, I would panic if I had $1 million and it went down to 600,000, I'd panic. Okay. People have this misguided understanding of risk. It isn't just volatility. So a well-known NFL quarterback I met one day, and he was telling me about his portfolio, and he said, I got a super conservative portfolio. It's 80% munis, 20% blue chip stocks. And my guy at Neuberger Berman manages it, and they're doing great. I'm like, what do you spend a year? So he tells me, and I said, so you're spending about 4%. I said, you have an unbelievably risky portfolio. In fact, you are guaranteed to fail. You will run out of money if you keep spending at this rate. A portfolio that had more equities in it would be a more volatile, but a much safer portfolio. You're just looking at the wrong thing. And that's the challenge with the risk questionnaires, is it ignores the math around what do I need in order to meet my goals, or do I need to change my goals?